Hey there, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria. Are you ready for today's plank story? It's a long one, so maybe you want to do a full plank for a bit, then a side plank. You can always do a reverse plank where you place your hands behind you and lift your hips up with straight legs. Or let's say you don't want to plank. Let's just do as many eye movements as possible. So we've definitely done like left and right and up and down, but maybe emphasize circles and really exaggerate the circle in both directions. I'm always surprised when I do exercises like eye exercises, just how good they feel. It's like any other part of the body. They want to move, they want to stretch. And it actually can be good, eye movement can be good for neck pain, because when you move your eyes, the top muscles at the back of your neck, little tiny ones that connect to your skull, activate. So try it if you want. All right. So years ago, Matt and I went on a trip where we crossed the Atacama Desert to get from Bolivia to Chile. And we had a driver and we were in a car, and you're driving through the desert. It's hot during the day and cold at night. And we weren't turning the AC on. And so we were getting really hot, but if we put the windows down, like sand would fly in. So we were dying in this car, and it was like an 8-hour ride across the desert, and not on a road. We're driving on sand. So it's kind of bumpy. Nothing's even. And at one point, we asked the driver, can we please just put the AC on just for a minute, just to kind of cut the heat and cool off a bit? And so he does, but the car wasn't on like auto circulate. It was on pull air from the outside. So when we turn on the AC, just dust from the desert fills the car, so much so that he couldn't see. And we had to stop the car and literally wait for the dust to settle. Along the drive, I'd have to ask him to pull over so I could pee, and you'd try to find like a slight dune or a cactus, because there's no privacy, but there's also no one around. So it was not the end of the world. And we made some stops to see some interesting things. But as we're getting close, so basically we drove 8 hours, and then we stayed at a hotel, and then it was another drive the next day, and I don't really remember how long that was. So we want to get to this hotel, and we're dirty both from the sweat of 8 hours of driving and this dust storm we'd created. And the driver basically tells us if we don't get to the hotel after sundown, we won't be able to take a shower. They use like solar power, and they stop showers at sundown. And the sun is setting, and so he wants a shower too. And so he is working to get us there. We're like speeding through the desert now as much as you can. And we're all racing to get to this hotel, and we get there in the nick of time. We have time to shower quickly. And then what I remember from that is the night sky. It was spectacular. I'm not sure I've ever been anywhere with such little light pollution, so it was beautiful. We get up the next morning, and we have to get to the bus station and get on a bus to transfer to Chile. And once again, I'm worried about where I can pee. And he's like, don't worry, there's a bathroom at the bus station. And when we pull into the bus station, this is like a loose term. There is a bus waiting to pick us up, and then like an abandoned bus in the desert, buried like somewhat in sand, no window, all the windows out of it. And so I say, oh, where's the bathroom? And he says, oh, on the other side of the bus. And he points to the abandoned bus. And I walk over there, and again, no privacy, no bathroom. Clearly, you use this bus to block you from others unless someone also comes around to use the bathroom. And everyone has just used the desert on this side of the bus as a bathroom. It was rather disgusting. I added to that, and then got on the bus and entered Chile. So not everybody's cup of tea, but certainly one of my more favorite vacations. I loved Bolivia. We went to the salt flats. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then I have these moments when I'm on these 8-hour car rides through the desert where I think, why do I do this to myself? But I do it to see the Bolivian salt flats. I do it to have the most spectacular night sky I've ever seen. Up there with, I think, Kilimanjaro as another great starlit sky. All right, that's it. I hope you feel good. As always, keep moving.